Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will be presenting our project from our group. So our group name is FAST. So our group consists of 4 members. So this is our 4 members in our group, which is for the first member consists of me, Faris, and for the second member is Azmi Naim, and for the third member is Amira, and the fourth member is Shafiqah. So this is our background profile. So today we are making a project to solve a problem having by a vending machine vendor. So this is our problem statement, which is having by the machine vending vendor nowadays. So as for the first statement, as the first problem, the machine vendor is using old method to record the data. So they are using same method, which is using books or etc., which can cause a lot of time and will have a lot of error in collecting data. So the next thing is incomplete record due to random errors. This can be happen when the machine vendor are making a random error when they are checking the old data, and they may be miss the data because they're using the old method. Okay. And for the third problem statement is price update based on timely. So our project want to maximize the profit for the vending machine vendor, so they will have a minimum loss of profit because the price of food, the price of snack, the price of drink will be updated year by year by a company. If they still use a same price, they will perhaps have a loss in profit, because if the price of the drinks, of the food is increased and they are still using the same price to sell, they will perhaps have a loss in their profit. Next is customer favorite based on timely. So the vendor cannot detect which is the best food or snack that customer really likes, because this data will be updated year by year. Maybe for example, maybe for today, I like a drink named Coca-Cola, or maybe a lot of customer like a drink named as Coca-Cola. Then perhaps next month or next year, the drinks will change into Pepsi or etc. So it will have a different time. So as a machine vending vendor, they should recognize which is the best to put more stock in their vending machine during that time.
Okay, my name is Amira Fatim Menchilube, and now I'm going to present about solution that we agreed to use it for solve the problem. There are two suggestions of solution that we agree. First, create a table to help the owner sort the data by using database system. This database will assist the owner every month, week, or even the day to detect their stock. If the owner still use the traditional ways, like still written on the paper, it just makes his work hard. And as we know, it can be unsystematic. In the system, a table with attribute and entity can be generated. By using a selected features, sellers can search their revenue or stock anytime they wish to include data from last year. They can also detect the faults in the stock that can be detect short transfer of cash when selling the consumer computer service. Second, using a QR barcode. QR barcode was phenomenal, and it is seen that the system is indeed very systematic. It is also a very good alternative to your cashless transaction in the same machine, Same day we ensure registration to the owner. People can interconnect this option to the SQL database. With the QR code uprising, we will found that customer will prefer to use QR code service for selling product.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Shafiqah binti Amir and I am going to present database objective. So there are 3 objectives for this database. So the first one is achieving profit for incoming years. So with the proper means of removing the database from stock, seller will maximize its income to its full state without worrying that their selling will be impacted by short capital. So the second one is detecting best buy product. So by means of a comprehensive record system, the vendor may search their product from the last year or the present day to compare which product has been cross transaction. They may also swap a commodity according to the customer's pattern. Okay, the third one is detail of every stock information. The supplier could obtain specific of any product that has been installed in the vending machine. This can also allow the retailer to retrieve information about where it was exported or purchased, changes rates, and so on.
Okay, so before we move to our ERD, let's take a look for an important thing that we need to know before we do the ERD. If we want to create a complete ERD, we should know few things such as we need to check the connectivity first, and second, make sure that our primary key PK and foreign key FK are include and correct. If we want to create a complete ERD, we can use a normalization process, which is include 3 stage of normalization process, which is the first one is first normal form, which is 1NF, second normal form 2NF, and also third normal form, which is 3NF. For second normal form 2NF, this stage will eliminate the partial dependency, and also for the third NF 3NF, this process will eliminate the transitive dependency, and after that we're going to get a complete 3NF phase process, and we can create our ERD. So we move to our ERD, which is you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 table of content. The first one is branch, vending, location, owner, product, supply product, and also supplier. So I give one of the example of the connectivity, which is for this one is one to many, because each branch can have many vending machine, but each vending machine represent to one branch. So for the connectivity is one to many, and also the PK is branch ID. So for the vending, it took the PK from the branch, so we put it as a FK, foreign key. Also, if you want to create a complete ERD, make sure that our attribute, our PK is correct. So the relationship between each table, the connectivity are complete. Follow to the business rule. Okay, so we move on to our DDL. Here, DDL means data definition language, which allow us as a user to change the structure of the database. First one, I'm going to show the create table section, which is we create the table. So here we use create table command to create a branch table. So here we have branch ID for as a primary key here, branch address, and other attribute. So make sure that for the character we use bacha, and also for the number we use numeric. So I'm going to show you some of the example for the foreign key. Alright, for the vending table. So vending table, vending ID is a primary key for the vending table, and also it took some attribute which is brand ID from the branch table. So when we took some attribute from the other table, we call it as foreign key here. So this is an example of the foreign key and primary key. As you can see here, the numeric, so we use numeric form for number, and for character we use varchar. So we move to the insert into command, which is we're going to insert the value to the table. So this is from the information that we put. This is the example. These are the example of the information that we get. We insert into the table. For example, insert into branch value. So we want to put some information, some data into the branch table. So for character, we put some semicolon, some quotation mark, and for the numeric, we have a numeric here. We doesn't have numeric here. So yes, as I said before, for numeric, we doesn't have to put the quotation mark. Other than that, we also use the drop command, such as this one, to drop a table. Drop command is used to drop a table or also drop a database. So we also have delete, alter, add, so it will change the structure of the database.
I am going to present the simple SQL query for this database. So simple SQL query contains comparison operator, special operator, and also logical operator. So for the first SQL query, this is logical operator. So the query is select product ID, product name, product brand, product price from product, where product price between 1.50 and 2.20. So we are going to run this one. And it shows that the product price is between 1.50 until 2.20. Alright, so the second query is distinct. Distinct is special operators. So select distinct, location ID, vending type from vending, which is from table vending, where vending type is drink vending. So let's run this one. Alright, so it shows that distinct location ID, which is unique location ID 003, 001, 007, and so on, and the vending type is drink vending. Okay, so the third one is also special operator. Select vending ID, vending type, vending description from vending, also from table vending, where vending description is mini or combo. Okay, and so we have the vending ID and vending type for vending description, which is mini or combo. Alright. Select from location, where not location address equal to oopsies. Now run. So it says that this is also logical operator, the word node. It's going to show the table of location. It's going to present all of the info except oopsie. So there are no oopsie in the location address. Alright. Okay. So next one. This is also logical operators. So when we run this one, okay, it's going to show product ID, product brand, and product price from table products, where product brand equals to yours or product price equal to 1.20. So if there is the product brand equal to yours, but the product price is not equal to 1.20, it's output. It's either one, because we use or, not and. Alright. So select from supply product where supply quantity more than 50. So this is comparison operator. So run, and it says that the output show that the supply quantity from supply product table more than 50. So it shows that more than 50. There's no output that less than 50. Right. So order by product ID, ascending order, which is C, K, M, follow the alphabetical order. Alright. So the second one is, so select from supply product. Basically when we run this query, it shows that the supply quantity for table supply product is more than 50. So there are no output that less than 50. Okay, so the second last one is, okay, we are using comparison operator, which is equal. So it says that select supplier ID, supplier F name, supplier last name, supplier type from table supplier, where supplier type equals to snack. So in this table, it shows that all of the supply type is snack. Okay, snack. There is no drink or else. Okay. So the last query for this simple SQL query is select from product where product ID less EB122. So it shows the information about the table product, and then it display the product ID that less than EB122. So all of the output that we can see is less than EB122, which is C, 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 and C. Okay.
Alright, for column function and grouping topic, we're going to learn on what function can we use in this topic. So in this topic, there are many types of column function that we can use in our SQL. Sum, average, min, and max. So before we move forward, I will show you some of the example of the question that might be asked in the final examination or in test. So for the column function and grouping, the question that might be asked is display the vending description, vending machine capacity from vending table, calculate the number of vending machine that has capacity more than 100, sort the result by vending description. So as we can see here, the question asks for vending description, vending machine capacity, and also the vending machine that has more than 100 capacity, which is the condition. So we move to our SQL. So this is the solution, this is the query from the question. So I select the vending description, vending capacity, and the question wants us to show the total, to calculate the number of vending machine that has more capacity than 100. So we use count function in here. So when we run, yes, the vending description is combo, and of course its capacity is more than 100, and also the count function count the number of vending machine that has more than 100.
Okay, so this is the join multiple query. So for the definition for join multiple query, it is joining table by combining row from one or more table, which means from a table A and table B, we can combine it. So to join the query, user can use join clause in the program, means join A table and join B table, and also user can use the method which finding a simultaneous equation to join one or more query by finding the same record from each table. For example, table A and table B. Table A have a user ID and table B also have a user ID. So we can make a simultaneous equation and finding the same records. A briefing about the join. So the user want to search or want to find a data from table A and table B, but they want to find the data from table A and table B. So they want both data to be one. For example, in table A, they just want a product, and table B, they just want a link of the product. But because of it is a different table, so we must use the join multiple query. So as for the example, this is a question. Okay. The question asks to the user, for all projects that have a location ID, list out the location code, location name, and vending machine type, and list identical rows once. Order the list by the location code and then by the vending machine type. So from this question, we can take from two tables, which is from table location and table vending. So the problem in this question, the user want to get the location code and location name. And then they also want a vending machine type. So vending machine type and the location is different table. So we must use a join query in this problem. So first of all, user can use a letter to start the query for table location and for table vending. Okay, as you can see in here, location we declare as L and vending we declare as V. So where L, so in order to combine this table, we must have a simultaneous equation as you can see where L location ID, so location ID have on the table location and location ID also have a in a table vending, so we can combine it, and this is the result what have been printed in this table. So that is for join multiple query. Okay, so this is a scalar function and arithmetic. So for the definition for the scalar function are used for built-in function. For example, to find dates, concates, uppercase letter, lowercase letter, and much more. And as for arithmetic, it used the operator like brackets, eccentric, plus minus, and division for mathematical solution in a table. So for the scalar function and arithmetic, user can find a data without worrying about the uppercase letter, or user would prefer the lowercase letter from uppercase letter, so they can use the scalar function. So that is for the example. And for the arithmetic, user can use the operator to find a sum, a difference, or a division of data, and what is the product of price, and etc. That is for the explanation for scale function arithmetic. So we move to the example. So this is the one of example for scalar. Okay. So the question asks to list all the owner first name in capital letters and owner last name in lowercase letter. So user want to find, user want to display the name in the uppercase letter and owner last name in lowercase. So user can use the concat, which is can combine to one table. Okay. So uppercase, owner F name, and lower owner L name as a name from table owner. So this is order by owner ID. So James, Alexander, William, and etc. So this is the example for scalar. Okay, next is arithmetic example. So arithmetic consists of plus, minus, centric, bracket, and division. So for the example, we use the plus operator. So this question asks the user what is the sum of the highest price and the lowest price. Okay. So the question asks what is the sum of the highest price and lowest price. So to find the sum, use max to find the product price and the minimum of the product price and finding the sum from the table product. So the result is RM3.50.
Okay, next for using subquery. In this topic, we should know these two important information, which is subqueue and outer queue. Subqueue must be on the right side of the search condition when to use it. Outer queue is the final answer that we wanted as the output. Now, look at the question. List product name and product ID with supply quantity greater than 50 using subquery. Product name and product ID is a outer queue, and quantity greater than 50 is the subqueue. Alright, now let's look at the query that I have wrote on the SQL workbench. First, we need to select outer queue, which is product name and product ID from the table. Based on the question, we use table from product table. Then we write this from product table. Next, for the subqueue, we use in subquery to reach the requirement. Here, in where product ID in select product ID from supply product where supply quantity is greater than 50. Right, after complete, let's execute it. Okay, so here as you can see the output, which is product name and product ID, where the supply greater than 50 lah. That's all from us. Thank you.